Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Michael with Drainer Technologies, and we're here to discuss a brand new product from our friends at Datto. This is the MP60. It is a 6-port AC power strip with over 4,000 joules of surge suppression capability, but it's also fully cloud managed. So this means you plug it into the network or connect it with Wi-Fi, because it is Wi-Fi enabled, and you have the ability to remotely control all of these power ports. But what's better is it also has onboard automation capability. So you could set up a ping list, and using that ping list, based on the results of the pings, cause a port to power cycle. Set up schedules for individual power ports, remotely power cycle a port manually, all kinds of capabilities. We're going to dig into the software a little bit through the portal, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at the strip itself. Some little things that really matter to me that I love when manufacturers think about is a simple IEC retention ring. Okay, so this is a very robust built device, but having the ability to lock in the power cord, thank you, Datto. That's a big one for me. So really nice plastic construction. It is solid. You've got the 6 ports here for traditional 110 volt AC power, a couple of USBs for charging ports. There's a button here. I believe this actually turns all the outlets off and on together. Protection light that shows us whether or not the onboard surge suppression is working correctly. And then our open mesh wireless access point, and this will glow to give us a status on the status of the Wi-Fi network that it's connected to. Turning it over, we do have standard keystone mounting points, so you can mount it vertically or horizontally, whatever suits your particular situation. And overall, just a very nice, very well-built device. It's got a little bit of weight to it, so it feels substantial in your hands. But enough about that. Let's plug it in and see what we can do with it. All right, so here we are connected to the Datto portal. We've got our power strip plugged in. It is connected to the network via hardwired Ethernet cable. And you might have noticed in the background here earlier that I've got a vacuum cleaner in the hallway. That's not by accident. We're actually going to plug it into the strip here and use that as a demonstration, because I don't have a lamp or anything like that to use. So here we go. Let's dig in real quick. So we're going to click on the power strip, and that's going to pull up our status information. So a couple of things right off the bat that are real handy. So it tells us the last time it checked in, how long it's been up, model number, MAC address, what firmware version we're running, if it's connected by the Ethernet or wireless, which could be helpful in any troubleshooting situations, what its management IP address is on the LAN, and if the surge suppression is working correctly. Over here to the right, this is a graph that shows us what the power consumption is port by port. Now, I've already named some of these ports. I've got port 1 is internet router. We can see that listed down here. Port 2 is our LAN switch. 3 is a hypothetical power supply for an access point. And number 4 is going to be our vacuum cleaner. Now, notice number 4 down here, I've got the power disabled. I did that before we started just to make sure that the vacuum cleaner wouldn't run right away. I am going to go ahead and plug it in. All right, so we do have our vacuum cleaner plugged into port 4, and this is what I find really cool about this device, is just how amazingly responsive it is, considering we're managing this through the cloud. This is not directly managed. I mean, we're going through Datto's CloudTrax platform to make this happen. So I want to show you how quick this responds. I'm going to click the power enable button, hit save, and it says it takes 1 to 2 minutes, but take a listen here at just how fast this comes online. Now I notice that the power enable does take a second. There it goes. However, the power cycle works almost instantaneously. Watch this. We're going to click this the power cycle button. Do you want to power cycle this? Immediate. It happens almost instantaneously. Goes through cycle process and brings it back online. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off so we can continue our discussion here. Alright, so continuing down the line, we do have, as we mentioned, the ability to label devices. We can enable power or disable power, power cycle them. This ping test, I created a little IP list, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. But this list is pinging a couple of websites and DNS servers to verify that the internet's online. If for whatever reason it finds that it's not, it's going to cycle this port. So we'll visit that here in a moment. Down here is where we create schedules for power ports, so we can enable power, disable power, or cycle a port based on a schedule and on a particular port. So if we were to create an activity that said, every night I want to enable the vacuum cleaner power, let's actually do it just on Friday nights at 11 o'clock, okay? And actually, I think we want to change that to 2300. We're going to add that action, and it's going to enable the vacuum cleaner on Friday nights at 2300. Okay. Then if I wanted to turn that off, I'd have to set a power off function, or if I wanted to make that a power cycle, we could do a power cycle. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to get around. There's not a lot to it, but a lot of features packed in a very small package. So to set up a ping test, let's go ahead and leave. We don't want to save those settings. To set up a ping test, what we do is we give a list a name. Let's say I want a ping LAN switch. So we'll give that a name, and then we'll just do a hypothetical address, 10.10.100.2. Let's say that's our LAN switch. If at any time that IP address becomes unresponsive, and I don't know what the time frame is that it does, it will power cycle that port that we assign this to. So we create this list, ping LAN switch. We go back over here. Oops, we do want to save our settings. We go back over here to status, and then we can assign that to LAN switch, ping LAN switch, and save that. So now that list is going to run against that port, and when that switch becomes unresponsive, that port's going to power cycle. So as you can see, this is very handy. Not a lot more to show. I mean, I think that's the extent of it. If there's actions scheduled, it would show those below. Other than that, it's just a really cool little product at a very affordable price with tremendous value in the automatic replenishment services that are made available through the Datto partnership. So if you want more information, visit datto.com. Feel free to leave your comments below, and please do subscribe and like the video. And that helps us out tremendously. Thank you. My name is Michael with Drainer Technologies. I hope you have a great day.